I don't know how the Democrats came to appoint Jasmine Crockett as the unquestioned leader of your party, but thank God. And I think what she should do is go on TV twice as much as she is right now, maybe 3 times as much, because every time she appears and makes one of these mistakes, says something radical, it only further divides her party from the rest of the other 80% of America who can't stand this. But the problem is there's an audience for it. I heard Jimmy Kimmel's audience cheering on Tesla vandalism. I hear the Daily Show audience cheering on attacks on Elon Musk. I hear the human rights audience cheering on an attack on a man in a wheelchair. And I realize this is what the left has become, an angry mob of people who are cheering on attacks on a guy in a wheelchair and vandalism against people who bought a Tesla. It's pathetic. No lesson could ever be learned as long as you're doing these things in front of audiences who roar when you do it. When you have comedians who are broad messengers for the left making unfair jokes and people are roaring, when you have politicians being vulgar and saying what's the lesson? What's the audience? It says a lot about the audience.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this, and here go the view. And let's just say I'm a little shocked that it seems like Whoopi Goldturd and a few of her minions are now calling out Jasmine Crockett. You know, pretty much turned on her, the ghetto Democrat, I might say, after she refused to apologize for mocking the disabled GOP governor. So we heard that she called him Governor Hot Wheels, making fun of the man because the man is up in a wheelchair because something that happened to him when he was like 29 years old. And then she tried to come up with an excuse talking about, oh, look at the Donald Trump supporters getting mad, but they don't say nothing when Donald Trump was making fun of. See, this is what they do. They always do something and then try to say, oh, well, look what Donald Trump did. But y'all was talking about what Donald Trump did. So if that's the case, if something was wrong with it, why are y'all doing it? It just don't make sense. So she just sitting up here just making excuses. And it kind of shocked me. And then, of course, the View audience don't like it. Of course, they're going to boo. They don't want pretty much Whoopi Goldturd them to say anything positive about the Republicans. Especially Donald Trump. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and shout out to the ones who always watches the videos to the end. I understand a lot of people don't like the View. I don't either, but I like to call them out on their lies. I will make it very entertaining, so please stay to the end. I know it's going to be hard, but I really appreciate it because you watching to the end definitely helps get the video out there. So it definitely helps the channel out, and I appreciate everybody who always stay to the end. Thank you very much for that. That way y'all can help me call them out. So, like I said, I appreciate that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. But before we get into what the View is, listen to this ghetto Democrat, Jasmine Crockett, running her mouth. And then you're going to see Scott Jennings just absolutely just goes off, pretty much just go off on Jasmine Crockett. So, without further ado, before we get to what the View is talking about, let's check this out right here.
About emergency management, and they don't care about free speech, all of which are harming American people. In fact, I'm gonna skip off real quick because they have tried to come for you, Miss Mayor, and I just want to clarify, you did not work for NPR when those statements were made, did you?
That is correct, Madam.
And to be clear, free speech is not about whatever it is that y'all want somebody to say. And the idea that you want to shut down everybody that is not Fox News is bullshit. We need to stop playing, because that's what y'all are doing in here. You don't want to hear the opinions of anybody else. And the Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting or establishing of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the
gentlewoman's time has expired. The gentlewoman's time has expired.
She's
ghetto.
New. She's young and she's trying to find her way. I think that this
What you mean she knew Van Jones? This woman ain't new. I think Jasmine Crockett like 43, 44 years old. What you mean she new? She young. I see, this is what I be talking about, how they be trying to already start with the excuse making. This woman, I think, if I'm, right, I think the Jasmine Crockett is around 43, 44. She in her 40s. So he talking about young as if she's 28 or 27 or something like that. Like, come on, man.
He is scrambling, trying to seem tough. And I'm seeing this party traffic in a lot of curse words. That's supposed to be like the new cool thing to do. I don't think that's going to be as useful. I even heard Pete Buttigieg with a whole bunch of curse words. I don't know who gave that memo. I don't think that's very useful. I think you have to be very careful when you're talking about people with disabilities. And I don't think she was careful, and I don't know her enough to say she's not being honest. I'm going to tell you, it sounded bad. And I just want to finish. I think this party is trying to find a way to look tough and to show fight.
Well, you ain't gonna look tough and show fight by mocking a man, a disabled man. You know, something that pretty much very bad happened to him when he was 29 years old. So I guess at least Van Jones is the least. But at the same time, like, they'll do stuff like this. They'll call out, but then they'll make excuses like in the same sentence. Oh, she's young. Like, no, this woman is not young. So just come on with your answer and stop trying to, like, lie for her. Like, come on, call her out.
But this is not the way. I don't think the cursing is going to work. I think I've been on stage and I've gotten a little bit hyped sometimes too. I hope that she will take this as lessons. You talked about learning lessons, that type of stuff. It doesn't sound to me like she's actually taking full responsibility. If that's true, I don't like it, and she can't do that again. She's too important to us to do that again.
What I fear is that no lesson could ever be learned as long as you're doing these things in front of audiences who roar when you do it.
Last night, Texas Governor Greg Abbott responded to a comment made about him by Jasmine Crockett, and we're going to show you. Take a look.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
This is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate. And Americans are not buying it.
Now, Congresswoman Crockett denied she was mocking Abbott's disability. She says she was referring to his use of trains, planes, and automobiles to transfer migrants around the country. She should not have made the comment at all, but Joy.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking when I saw this about, where was the outrage from Abbott when Trump was doing this?
Oh, God.
By a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Well, that was about a report.
See, this is what I'm talking about with Joy Behar. So she's going to play a clip. I think that was maybe 10, 11 years ago when Donald Trump did that. But y'all said that y'all ain't like that. So let's just say, okay, you showed this clip Donald Trump did that 10, 11 years ago. But you said the Democrat Party is nowhere near like that. So now you want to use what Donald Trump did years ago, 10, 11 years ago, and trying to bring it to what Jasmine Crockett just did this week. Like, you can't do that. This is what I'm talking about. They always trying to make excuses for Jasmine Crockett. She's wrong for that, for mocking that man, talking about some Governor Hot Wheels and stuff. And let me remind you, the governor haven't said anything about Jasmine Crockett. He ain't brung this woman name up, ain't said nothing about this woman. She just comes straight out during her speech and just attack him like that. And she should be censored for that. Exactly what I'm hearing. But let's go.
Named Serge Kovaleski, who suffered from a condition that restricts joint movement. And he had interviewed Trump many times in the 80s. So he was basically making fun of the guy's disability.
Oh, shut the hell up, Joy.
The outrage then. Not that she's right or wrong.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about her, she was looking for a way to say hot mess and hot wheels.
Yeah.
And, you should leave that stuff to the comedians.
I think she should just own it, because Jasmine Crockett is a very talented politician.
Yeah.
Crockett, sorry. Is a very talented communicator, politician. She's effective. People gravitate towards her. This was beneath her. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene, we expect that. That's the only way she can get a headline.
Oh, my God. See, y'all see what I'm talking about? They'll call Jasmine Crockett out, but then turn around and bring up a Republican. You can't even compare Jasmine Crockett to Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's no comparison. Marjorie Taylor Greene's in a class of her own. Jasmine Crockett is nowhere near Marjorie Taylor Greene. So here she go right now calling out Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let me tell y'all, this is what they're going to continue to do. They're going to sit on this show and call out Jasmine Crockett and then turn around in that same sentence and call out a Republican at the same time. Oh, this is beneath her. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, on the other hand, this has nothing to do with Marjorie Taylor Greene. This has everything to do to what Jasmine Crockett just did. Because if Marjorie Taylor Greene did that, you would just only be talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. You wouldn't even bring up Jasmine Crockett. So this is what y'all doing. I keep trying to make excuses for this woman. She's wrong. Call her out that she's wrong. Quit dragging other people in it. Stop playing clips of Donald Trump from 10, 11 years ago to try to make a point. Oh, look what Donald Trump did years ago. But you say y'all ain't nothing like that. So when one of y'all do it, now you want to try to compare. Like, get out of here with that, man. Come on.
saying crazy stuff, and then everyone looks. Representative Crockett is so much better than this. So I think
No,
it
she
would have
ain't.
been really relatable because the rest of that speech, if you watch it, she's really impassioned. She says, I'm going off script. What I love a politician to do is say, you know what, I said that. I shouldn't have said that, and then move on, because then everyone would move on with her. She's just too good for this.
No, she
I agree
ain't.
with that because I respect her, but it's just never okay to mock someone's disability, whether you're Donald Trump or Jasmine Crockett. And he was paralyzed from the waist down, Governor Abbott, and when he was 29 years old, a tree fell on him. It's a tragedy, whether you like him or not. That's just off limits. And I think it raises this bigger point that we encounter in the Trump era, where just because he or some people like him go low, if we all go low back in response, then you just end up down in the mud. Things don't get better then. And right now, there's this whole question, like, should Democrats fight harder? Should they name call back? Should they shout? I think they should be strategic. I think they should. I don't think that the names help. I think right now there's a Wisconsin Supreme Court race that Elon Musk is pouring millions of dollars into to get the Republicans seated. Democrats have a chance to fight there and have a strategic, tangible impact. Or Mike Waltz's seat in Florida, the national security advisor, is up in a special election. You could win a House seat. Do that rather than the name calling and trying to get.
But the reason Donald Trump has all of these people following him is because he did that name calling. It attracts.
See, y'all see what I'm talking about? Joy Behar goes right back to Donald. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump, Joy. This is what I'm talking about. This right here has nothing to do with Donald Trump, but yet Joy Reid, I said Joy Reid, Joy Behar. I mean, Joy Reid, Joy Behar, both of the Joys ain't no good. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. But Joy Behar, all she doing is constantly bringing up Donald Trump. You see, she just played a clip that was 10 years ago. Instead of her sitting on that show trying to call out Jasmine Crockett, she keep having to draw Donald Trump in. Oh, but look what Donald Trump did. Oh, Donald Trump made a career out of marketing. To be honest with you, Donald Trump is actually a comedian. If Donald Trump was president, I can guarantee you Donald Trump can get on stage and tell jokes. He can do it. He does it all the time. So quit trying to compare Donald Trump into what Jasmine Crockett did. Donald Trump can make stuff funny without having to attack people. That's why he has so many people laughing at him. The problem is you mad because Donald Trump can actually make a whole crowd laugh, and the crap that the Democrats say they can't. So that's the thing. So I don't like the fact that Joy Behar keep bringing up Donald Trump to try to help, you know what I'm saying, Jasmine Crockett with what she just did. Like, come on. This is crazy. Joy Behar, she's full of crap, man.
Him is because he did that name calling. It attracts the press in a way.
Yeah, demagogues are going to demagogue.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, you know, you have to be so careful with what you say because your intentions may have been absolutely what you say. But once people hear you say something, it is not about what you said. It's about what they think your intentions are. So everybody's got to be really careful.
How about sometimes we have a headline about Whoopi and Joy, and then when you read the article, they love each other. You know, they love each other.
I should know,
that's another
she
lie.
made the joke before about him at Hot Wheels numerous times.
And what did she say that time?
There was like 3 or 4 examples. Referred to him as Governor Hot Wheels, said he was rolling up to the White House, said he...
I think that...
Not a good idea.
You just don't mock people with disabilities. I mean,
you don't mock people.
You don't mock people. I was going to say you just don't mock people at all. And I admire Jasmine Crockett. I do think she's an effective messenger. I think this was a mistake. And I think when you make a mistake, you have to own it. You have to do that because it gives you a lot more credibility when you do that. I did not know that Governor Abbott was a paraplegic. I had no idea that he went around, and the people in the audience also are shaking their heads. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a tree fell on him when he was 26. A lot of his photos are taken from the step down, from the waist up. But she is the representative from Texas, so she very much so must have known that he is in a wheelchair. And so I hope that she does the right. They want to censure her for it. That's not appropriate, but it is appropriate for her.
What you mean so let's do this. Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hostin, okay, I see that they calling her out, but now you get to the point where, they shouldn't censor her. She not only just mocked that man. You got to realize she's been causing death threats towards Elon Musk. Jasmine Crockett has been in the headline all week, and all for the wrong reasons. May I add. She's a big dummy. You big dummy. See, here's the thing though, Sonny Hostin. So I give her credit. Sonny Hostin, Whoopi Goldberg, they calling her out. But I just don't like the last part that she said, she shouldn't be censored. Like, this is the only thing she been doing. Like, no. Jasmine Crockett been making death threats towards Elon Musk. She just said about Ted Cruz, about he need his head punched off. She's been saying all type of stuff, and then with this right here added on. So, yes, Jasmine Crockett need to be censored. She's from Texas. So she knew about that man's disability. She knew it, and she did it anyway. during a speech. So I think she do need to be censored. But at least Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg, even though we don't like them, but at least they called her out. It seemed like Joy Behar and Sarah Haynes, like they'll call her out and then they'll turn around and want to talk about Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's like, come on, man.
If you want me to take everything you say when he talks about different people, you said, no, I was just joking. Okay, then let's all do that right now and say, she made a mistake.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on. We're not censoring people. We're not going to do it. We're going to say to people, just don't do it. Don't make jokes. As Joy says, what is it?
Leave it to the comedians.
Leave it to the comedians. Well, I got news for you. Donald Trump is a comedian. Because I'm telling you now, Donald Trump won president. Donald Trump can be a comedian. And I guarantee you he'll fill seats and everybody will show up. So, like I said, there we go right there. Salute to everybody who made it to the end, even though it was pretty. I don't think this one here was pretty hard because at least Whoopi Goldberg, she called Jasmine Crockett out. Sunny Hostin called Jasmine Crockett out. But, of course, Joy Behar and Sarah Haynes, they got to bring up Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene to try to make a point. This is what they do. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.